Hey guys, Pablo from Real Street Performance, and today we're happy to bring you SpeedFactory's Billet front-wheel drive B-Series bell housing. Over the years, B-Series engines have continued to make more and more power, and unfortunately the OEM components aren't able to sustain that much power. If it's not a final drive breakage or a gear breakage, we're all used to the inherent problem that happens with gear sets. The gear sets start to separate under heavy load. A lot of gear manufacturers have mitigated that problem by adding a brace at the top of the gear stack, but it leaves an issue with the bell housing itself. Unfortunately, the OEM casted bell housing isn't able to keep up with the demand of keeping the rigidity of the gear stacks in place under high, heavy loads. The OEM bell housings tend to have a breakage occur between the two bearing locations on the OEM bell housing due to the flex and the growth between the two gear stack relations. SpeedFactory has developed an extremely high quality piece in this billet bell housing solution for your Honda B-Series transmission. Now this is their front wheel drive version, and they do have an all wheel drive version available as well, but today we're just going to be comparing the OEM to its aftermarket front wheel drive version. One of the very important things that this will do is add that rigidity where that bearing location is on the bottom of the gear stack, in other terms the inner section of the bell housing, and it also has some aftermarket features that make it a really great unit all around. We start to see the issue of the OEM bell housings crack somewhere around that 700 to 800 horsepower range. People have tried to remedy that in the past with welding gussets on the inside webbing of the OEM bell housing, but all you're doing is adding a face material rather than reinforcing the center section inside of the case. By using a fully billet 6061 material bell housing like SpeedFactory has, they're able to add so much more meat in that center section and throughout the rest of the weak parts of the housing. That rigidity not only adds 7 pounds to that front nose weight, but you're adding meat into the transmission locations that it really needs that extra strength. Now they do have some added elements as well to this bell housing design. Rather than just doing an OEM style replacement, they've actually done some upgrades as well. One of them is a built-in housing separation feature. This makes splitting the case a lot easier, especially on the go. Another one would be the counter shaft bearing retention plate. It actually lets you use the OEM plate and locking tab without having to grind it as some of us are used to doing on a dog box application. It's also able to fit both GSR or B16/LS fitment LSDs without having to grind anything else on the inside of the bell housing. A really great feature that they also offer would be their built-in axle seal stops. This allows you to install your seal to the exact location rather than going too far, thus damaging your seal in the process. The SCHA location is also able to be held in by not only 2 but now 3 shoulder bolts, allowing you to keep that precise location of the shift change selector. In a lot of cases, we see that this is a big problem in the front-wheel drive B-Series world. SpeedFactory does have an offering to have an upgraded HD version of this, and we highly recommend pairing that along with this bell housing or any other dog box application. I'm actually really excited to be running one of these in the near future, so if you're interested in getting one of these or any of the other SpeedFactory units that we carry here in-house, please feel free to reach out to one of our build advisors, and we'd be happy to get you taken care of immediately. Like always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.